Hello and welcome to Wise Elder Voices, where the wisdom of age meets practical insights for a more fulfilling life. I'm your host, bringing you guidance from years of experience, here to help you navigate your golden years with clarity and joy. Today, we're diving into a transformative topic: 6 things you don't need. After 60, simplify life and embrace what truly matters. Hooked to a surprising truth. Did you know that 80% of seniors report feeling overwhelmed by clutter, both physical and mental, which can steal your peace? After 60, life should be about joy, not burdens. Backed by research, we'll explore 6 things you can let go of to simplify your life and focus on what truly brings you happiness. Whether you're over 60 or supporting a loved one, this video is for you. So, grab a cozy seat and let's discover how to live lighter and love deeper. Let's get started. The first thing you don't need after 60 to simplify your life and embrace what truly matters is excess possessions. Those items that clutter your home, weigh down your spirit, and distract you from the things that bring you joy. As we age, our homes often become museums of a lifetime's worth of stuff, from old furniture to forgotten trinkets, many of which no longer serve a purpose. But holding on to these possessions can create chaos, both physically and mentally, making it harder to focus on the present and the people who matter most. Let's explore why letting go of excess possessions is so liberating and how to do it in a way that honors your past while making space for your future. Research shows that clutter can significantly impact your well-being, especially as you age. A study highlighted by 60andMe notes that a disorganized environment contributes to a cluttered mind, increasing stress and reducing your sense of peace, a sentiment echoed by many seniors over 60 who feel overwhelmed by their belongings. The National Institute on Aging adds that physical clutter can also pose safety risks, like tripping hazards, which are a leading cause of injury among older adults, with over 14 million falls reported annually among those over 65, according to the National Council on Aging. Beyond safety, excess possessions often carry emotional weight. Items tied to past memories or societal expectations of what you should keep can feel like anchors holding you back from living in the moment. After 60, it's time to shift your focus from accumulating to appreciating, letting go of what no longer serves you to make room for what truly matters. The societal narrative around possessions often equates more with success, but this mindset can be particularly burdensome after 60 when your priorities shift toward relationships, experiences, and personal fulfillment. Balance through simplicity emphasizes that decluttering is one of the most immediate ways to simplify your life, creating more space for joy and ease. Psychology Today reinforces this, noting that the less you own, the freer you feel. Less stuff means less to clean, less to worry about, and more time for what brings you happiness. Critically, this challenges the consumerist culture that pushes us to accumulate, suggesting instead that true wealth lies in the freedom to live with less, a perspective that resonates deeply as you age and seek a lighter, more intentional life. Let's meet Dorothy, a 62-year-old retiree who felt weighed down by her possessions. "My house was full of stuff, old clothes, furniture, even my kids' childhood toys," she shares, her voice tinged with relief. "I kept everything because I thought I should, but it made me feel trapped. Then I started decluttering, donating things I hadn't touched in years. It was emotional, but I felt so free afterward. I could finally enjoy my space and focus on my hobbies." Dorothy's story reflects a common experience. Letting go of excess possessions can be daunting, but the freedom it brings is transformative. She followed the advice from 60andMe, sorting through her items slowly, keeping only what was useful or beautiful, and donating the rest to local charities, which gave her a sense of purpose and generosity. So, how can you let go of excess possessions to simplify your life? Start by taking a walk around your home, as 60andMe suggests, and make a list of items you haven't used in the past 6 months. Things like outdated electronics, duplicate kitchen gadgets, or clothes that no longer fit your lifestyle. Be honest with yourself. Do these items bring you joy, or are they just taking up space? Next, set a goal to declutter one area at a time, a drawer, a shelf, or a closet, over the course of a month, as Balance Through Simplicity recommends, to avoid feeling overwhelmed. Sort items into 3 categories: keep, donate, and discard. For items you keep, ensure they're either useful or beautiful. As William Morris advises, quoted in 60 and Me, have nothing in your house that you do not know to be useful or believe to be beautiful. When decluttering, allow yourself to reflect on the memories tied to your possessions. As 60 and Me encourages, immerse yourself in the stories they hold, then let go with gratitude. Donate usable items to local charities or shelters, knowing they'll bring joy to someone else, a step that Psychology Today notes can double your happiness by clearing space and helping others. If you're unsure about letting go, box up items and label them Donate after 30 days, as Be More with Less suggests. If you don't miss them, they're ready to go. Finally, adopt a simplicity mindset to prevent future clutter. Before buying anything new, ask yourself if it's worth your freedom, a question posed by Balance Through Simplicity. Letting go of excess possessions after 60 is your first step to simplifying life. Free your space, free your mind, and embrace what truly matters with open arms. The second thing you don't need after 60 to simplify your life and embrace what truly matters is toxic relationships. Those connections that drain your energy, create stress, and pull you away from the joy and peace you deserve in your later years. As we age, our time becomes more precious, and surrounding yourself with people who lift you up rather than bring you down is essential for a fulfilling life. After 60, it's time to let go of relationships that no longer serve you, making room for those who truly matter. Let's explore why toxic relationships are a burden you can release, and how to do so with grace and confidence. Toxic relationships can take many forms, whether it's a friend who constantly criticizes, a family member who brings drama, or even a neighbor who gossips and creates tension. Psychology Today emphasizes that these relationships occupy mental and emotional space, costing you time, energy, and peace of mind. For seniors over 60, this burden can be particularly heavy, as stress and negativity can exacerbate health issues like high blood pressure or depression, which affect over 30% of this age group, according to the CDC. The National Institute on Aging notes that social connections are vital for mental health in later life, but toxic ones can increase feelings of isolation, anxiety, and even physical decline, as chronic stress raises cortisol levels, impacting immunity and heart health, per the American Heart Association. After 60, you've earned the right to prioritize your well-being over maintaining relationships that harm you. Society often pressures us to keep relationships at all costs, especially with family, under the guise of loyalty or tradition. But this narrative can trap you in cycles of negativity, draining your spirit when you should be focusing on joy. Be More with Less challenges this, suggesting that simplifying your life includes letting go of people who make you feel bad, a perspective that aligns with the minimalist ethos of intentional living. Psychology Today adds that cutting out toxic people frees up space for those who matter most: your supportive friends, loving family, or new connections that bring positivity. Critically, this shift also challenges the cultural expectation that seniors should tolerate negativity to avoid conflict, advocating instead for self-care and boundaries as acts of empowerment, not selfishness, in your later years. Let's meet Evelyn, a 64-year-old who decided to let go of a toxic friendship. I had a friend who always criticized my choices, my clothes, my hobbies, even my diet, she shares, her voice firm with resolve. I kept her around because we'd been friends for years, but after 60, I realized I deserved better. I stopped returning her calls, and it was like a weight lifted. I felt lighter, happier, and had more energy for my grandkids. Evelyn's story reflects a common experience. Toxic relationships can sap your joy, but letting go can be liberating. She followed the advice from Psychology Today, choosing to sever ties with kindness, explaining her need for space, and focusing on relationships that brought her happiness, like her family and a new book club she joined. So how can you let go of toxic relationships to simplify your life? Start by identifying relationships that consistently leave you feeling drained, criticized, or stressed. Reflect on how you feel after interactions, as Be More with Less suggests. Are you uplifted or diminished? Next, set boundaries. Limit contact with toxic individuals by politely declining invitations or reducing communication. A strategy Psychology Today recommends to protect your emotional space. If severance is necessary, be honest but kind. Explain your need for distance, focusing on your well-being rather than blame, as Balance Through Simplicity advises. For example, you might say, I've been focusing on my health and need to step back from some relationships to reduce stress. Then redirect your energy. Spend time with people who support and inspire you, joining community groups or reconnecting with old friends, as the National Institute on Aging encourages. Finally, practice self-care to heal from past negativity. Try journaling your feelings. A tip from Be More with Less: to process emotions and focus on gratitude for the relationships that matter. Letting go of toxic relationships after 60 is your second step to simplifying life. Surround yourself with love and embrace the peace you deserve. The third thing you don't need after 60 to simplify your life and embrace what truly matters is excessive screen time. Those hours spent scrolling on your phone, watching endless TV, or getting lost in the digital noise of social media. While technology can be a useful tool, overusing screens can clutter your mind, drain your energy, and pull you away from the present moment where true joy lives. After 60, it's time to reduce screen time and reclaim your focus for the people, passions, and experiences that bring you fulfillment. Let's dive into why excessive screen time is something you can let go of and how to do it in a way that enhances your life. Excessive screen time has become a modern epidemic, and seniors over 60 are not immune. Research from Declutter the Mind notes that most people spend 2 hours daily on social media alone, totaling 60 hours, or nearly 3 days, each month, a habit that can easily consume your time and attention. For seniors, this can mean missing out on meaningful activities like spending time with loved ones, pursuing hobbies, or simply enjoying a quiet moment of reflection. The National Institute on Aging warns that prolonged screen time is linked to increased anxiety, depression, and sleep disturbances, which affect over 30% of seniors, per the CDC, exacerbating health issues like high blood pressure and cognitive decline. Be More with Less adds that focusing on screens, whether it's TV, movies, or social media, rearranges your values, dominates your life, and impacts your outlook, often without you noticing, pulling you away from the present and into a cycle of comparison and distraction. Society often portrays technology as a necessity, especially for staying connected, but this narrative can trap you in a cycle of overconsumption, where you're bombarded with information that doesn't serve your well-being. Psychology Today challenges this, suggesting that simplifying your life includes carving out mental space by reducing screen time, allowing you to feel lighter and freer. Be More with Less takes this further, arguing that screen time is one of the easiest things to cut back on, freeing up time to engage in real-life experiences that matter more. Critically, this perspective pushes against the cultural obsession with digital connectivity, advocating instead for intentional disconnection as a way to reclaim your time and mental clarity after 60, a period when you should be savoring life's simple pleasures, not scrolling through endless feeds. Let's meet Harold, a 66-year-old retiree who realized screen time was stealing his joy. I spent hours every day on my phone, checking news, scrolling Facebook, watching TV, he shares, his voice tinged with regret. I thought I was staying informed, but I was just stressed and distracted. After 60, I wanted more peace, so I cut back to 30 minutes a day. Now I read, garden and talk to my grandkids. I feel so much happier. Harold's story reflects a common experience. Excessive screen time can overwhelm your mind, but reducing it can bring clarity and joy. He followed Be More with Less's advice, deleting social media apps and limiting email checks to twice daily, which gave him hours back to focus on what truly mattered. So, how can you reduce excessive screen time to simplify your life? Start by assessing your current habits. Track how much time you spend on screens daily, as Declutter the Mind suggests, noting what you're doing, for example, social media, TV, gaming. Next, set boundaries. Limit screen time to 30-60 minutes daily, focusing on purposeful use like video calls with family, as Be More with Less recommends. Delete or uninstall apps that don't add value. Declutter the Mind advises removing social media to avoid endless scrolling, which often fuels anxiety through comparison. Replace screen time with meaningful activities. Go for a walk, read a book, or try a new hobby like painting, as Psychology Today encourages to fill your time with joy. Finally, create screen-free zones. Keep your bedroom device-free to improve sleep. A tip from Be More with Less, and designate times like meals for being fully present with loved ones. Reducing excessive screen time after 60 is your third step to simplifying life. Unplug and embrace the moments that truly matter. The fourth thing you don't need after 60 to simplify your life and embrace what truly matters is unnecessary consumer spending. Those impulse buys, trendy gadgets, or status-driven purchases that clutter your home and drain your finances. After 60, your focus should shift from accumulating things to cherishing experiences, relationships, and the peace that comes with financial freedom. Letting go of the urge to buy what you don't need can free up resources for what brings you genuine happiness. Let's explore why unnecessary consumer spending is something you can release and how to do it in a way that aligns with your values in this stage of life. Unnecessary consumer spending often stems from societal pressures to keep up with trends or maintain appearances, but this can be particularly burdensome after 60, when financial stability and simplicity become more important. Research from Psychology Today notes that everything you own takes up space, mental, physical, and financial, and an abundance of stuff costs you a lot, especially if you're on a fixed income, as many seniors are, with over 40% relying on Social Security as their primary income source, according to the Social Security Administration. The National Institute on Aging adds that financial stress can exacerbate health issues like anxiety and high blood pressure, affecting over 30% of seniors, per the CDC, which can diminish your quality of life. Buying things you don't need also creates clutter, leading to a cycle of stress and maintenance that distracts you from what truly matters, as 60andMe warns. The cultural narrative often equates spending with success, pushing the idea that more possessions equal more happiness, a mindset that can trap you in a cycle of overconsumption. Be More with Less challenges this, suggesting that simplicity means getting rid of what doesn't matter to discover what does, like spending on experiences rather than stuff. Balance through simplicity reinforces this, advocating for a simplified financial approach where you focus on needs over wants, allocating resources to what truly brings joy, such as travel or time with loved ones. Critically, this perspective pushes against the consumerist culture that prioritizes materialism, advocating instead for intentional spending that aligns with your values after 60, a time when you should be savoring life's essentials, not chasing fleeting trends. Let's meet Clara, a 63-year-old who simplified her spending habits. I used to buy clothes and gadgets I didn't need, she shares, her voice reflecting newfound clarity. I thought they'd make me happy, but they just cluttered my life and stressed my budget. After 60, I stopped shopping for status and started spending on experiences like trips with my grandkids. I've never been happier. Clara's story reflects a common experience. Unnecessary spending can weigh you down, but letting go brings freedom. She followed balance through simplicity's advice, creating a monthly budget to track her spending, prioritizing needs like food and healthcare, and redirecting savings to meaningful experiences, which brought her genuine joy. So, how can you let go of unnecessary consumer spending to simplify your life? Start by assessing your spending habits. Review your last 3 months of expenses, as Balance Through Simplicity suggests, and identify purchases that didn't add value, like trendy decor or unused subscriptions. Next, create a budget. Allocate funds to essentials like housing, healthcare, and groceries, and set aside a small amount for experiences, such as dining with friends, as Psychology Today recommends. Before buying anything, ask yourself, is this worth my freedom? A question from Balance Through Simplicity, to ensure it aligns with your values. Cancel unnecessary subscriptions. Be more with less advises, deleting apps or services you don't use, like streaming platforms you rarely watch. Finally, focus on experiences. Spend on things that create memories, like a family picnic or a new hobby, as 60andMe encourages, rather than material items that clutter your life. Letting go of unnecessary consumer spending after 60 is your fourth step to simplifying life. Spend intentionally and embrace the abundance of joy over stuff. The fifth thing you don't need after 60 to simplify your life and embrace what truly matters is financial stress. The constant worry about money, bills, or debt that can steal your peace and distract you from the joy of your golden years. After 60, financial stability should support a life of freedom and fulfillment, not burden you with anxiety. Letting go of financial stress by taking control of your finances can free you to focus on the relationships and experiences that bring you happiness. Let's explore why financial stress is something you can release and how to do it in a way that empowers you in this stage of life. Financial stress is a pervasive issue for many seniors, often stemming from living on a fixed income, unexpected medical costs, or lingering debt. Research from Psychology Today notes that if you're not taking charge of your financial situation, money will occupy too much space in your life, leading to anxiety and overwhelm, which can exacerbate health issues like high blood pressure and depression, affecting over 30% of seniors, according to the CDC. The National Institute on Aging adds that financial stress can lead to poor sleep and increased risk of heart disease, with over 70% of those over 65 having some form of cardiovascular issue, per the American Heart Association. After 60, worrying about money can also pull you away from what truly matters, like spending quality time with loved ones or pursuing passions, as Balance Through Simplicity warns, creating a cycle of stress that diminishes your quality of life. Society often equates financial success with accumulating wealth, but this narrative can trap seniors in a cycle of worry, especially when income is fixed and expenses rise with age-related needs like healthcare. Psychology Today challenges this, advocating for financial simplification by taking control through budgeting and clear goals, which reduces mental clutter and brings peace. Be more with less adds that simplifying your finances, focusing on needs over wants, frees up resources for meaningful experiences, aligning with the minimalist ethos of intentional living. Critically, this perspective pushes against the cultural obsession with wealth as a marker of worth, suggesting instead that true financial freedom after 60 comes from clarity and contentment, not endless accumulation, allowing you to prioritize joy over worry. Let's meet Robert, a 65-year-old retiree who overcame financial stress. I was always worried about money, bills, savings, debt, he shares, his voice calm with relief. It kept me up at night, and I couldn't enjoy retirement. After 60, I decided to take control. I made a budget, paid off my credit card, and stopped buying things I didn't need. Now I feel free. I can focus on my hobbies and family without that constant fear. Robert's story reflects a common experience. Financial stress can overshadow your life, but simplifying your approach can bring peace. He followed Balance Through Simplicity's advice, creating a monthly budget to track income and expenses, automating bill payments to reduce mental load, and redirecting savings to experiences like a family trip, which brought him joy. So, how can you let go of financial stress to simplify your life? Start by assessing your finances. Go through your income and expenses for the past month, as Balance Through Simplicity recommends, identifying areas where you can cut back, like unused subscriptions or dining out. Create a budget, allocate funds to essentials, housing, healthcare, groceries, and a small amount for joy, for example, a hobby, ensuring you live within your means, as Psychology Today advises. Automate bill payments to reduce mental clutter, and set up a filing system for financial documents, as Balance Through Simplicity suggests, to keep everything organized. Pay off debt. Focus on high-interest credit cards first, using the snowball method, smallest debts first for motivation, a strategy from financial experts. Finally, shift your mindset. Focus on gratitude for what you have, as 60andMe encourages, rather than worrying about what you lack, and spend on experiences over material things. Letting go of financial stress after 60 is your fifth step to simplifying life. Take control and embrace the peace of financial clarity. The sixth thing you don't need after 60 to simplify your life and embrace what truly matters is unimportant commitments, those obligations, activities, or roles that fill your calendar, but don't align with your values or bring you joy. After 60, your time is more precious than ever, and saying yes to everything can leave you overwhelmed, distracted, and disconnected from the people and passions that truly matter. Letting go of unimportant commitments can free you to focus on what fills your heart with happiness. Let's explore why these commitments are something you can release and how to do it in a way that honors your priorities in this stage of life. Unimportant commitments often pile up over the years, whether it's serving on a committee you no longer care about, attending events out of obligation, or maintaining roles that no longer resonate, like organizing neighborhood potlucks when you'd rather spend quiet evenings with family. Research from Balance Through Simplicity notes that juggling the demands of modern life, work, social obligations, and even well-meaning activities often leaves little space for what truly matters, leading to stress and burnout, which can exacerbate health issues like anxiety, affecting over 30% of seniors, per the CDC. The National Institute on Aging adds that overcommitting can reduce time for self-care, sleep, and social connections, all of which are vital for mental and physical health after 60, with poor sleep linked to increased risk of dementia in this age group. After 60, your energy and focus should go toward what brings you joy, not what drains you. Society often glorifies busyness, equating a packed schedule with productivity or worth, but this narrative can trap seniors in a cycle of overcommitment, leaving little room for rest or meaningful engagement. Be more with less challenges this, suggesting that you don't have to earn your rest. You have a right to it, especially after 60, when rest and joy should take precedence over societal expectations. Psychology Today reinforces this, advocating for simplifying your calendar by carving out time for the things that matter most, like being present with loved ones or pursuing passions, rather than wasting precious minutes on obligations that don't align with your values. Critically, this perspective pushes against the cultural pressure to stay busy, advocating instead for intentional living after 60, where you prioritize quality over quantity in your commitments, focusing on what truly enriches your life. Let's meet Susan, a 67-year-old who let go of unimportant commitments to simplify her life. I was always busy, committees, book clubs, volunteering, she shares, her voice reflecting newfound peace. I thought I had to do it all, but I was exhausted and missing time with my grandkids. After 60, I decided to focus on what mattered. I quit the committees, kept the book club I loved, and now I have energy for family. I feel so much freer. Susan's story reflects a common experience. Unimportant commitments can overwhelm your life, but letting go can bring clarity and joy. She followed Psychology Today's advice, scheduling time for what mattered most, like weekly dinners with her grandchildren, and saying no to the rest, which reduced her stress and deepened her connections. So, how can you let go of unimportant commitments to simplify your life? Start by assessing your calendar. List all your current obligations, as Balance Through Simplicity suggests, and evaluate each one. Does it bring you joy, align with your values, or support your well-being? Next, prioritize. Choose the top 3 commitments that matter most, like family time or a hobby, and let go of the rest. A strategy from Be More with Less to focus on what truly enriches your life. Learn to say no gracefully. Psychology Today recommends a simple thank you, but I'm focusing on my priorities right now. To decline invitations without guilt. Delegate or step back from roles that no longer fit. Pass on leadership duties to others, as 60andMe advises, freeing up your time for what you love. Finally, schedule downtime. Set aside at least 1 day a week for rest or meaningful activities, like gardening or reading, as Be More with Less encourages, to ensure you're living intentionally. Letting go of unimportant commitments after 60 is your 6th step to simplifying life. Say no to busyness and yes to what truly matters, filling your days with joy. And there you have it. 6 things you don't need after 60 to simplify your life and embrace what truly matters, from excess possessions to unimportant commitments. Letting go of these burdens can free you to focus on the joy, relationships, and passions that light up your golden years. If this video has inspired you to live lighter and happier, please give it a thumbs up. It helps us reach more seniors like you. Share it with friends and loved ones to spread this wisdom of simplicity. Subscribe to Wise Elder Voices for more insights on aging well, and hit the bell to stay updated. Live simply, live fully. Your best days are ahead. See you next time.